Senior Minister of State, Dr. Amy Khor.
Chairman, with your permission, may I display some slides?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Singapore needs to prepare for a rapidly aging population in the next 1 to 2 decades. By 2030, the number of seniors aged 65 years and above will almost double to over 900,000. The largest increase will occur between 2020 and 2025, with about 179,000 baby boomers entering 65 years and above. Our vision is a nation for all ages, where all our citizens can age healthily, purposefully, and gracefully in place. Hence, we are investing efforts at 3 levels. First, at the individual level, we will create new options for aging in place and empowering self-care. Second, at the community level, we'll build a strong community care system for seniors. And third, at the national level, we will develop enablers to better deliver care services for seniors. Our models of care will need to evolve as there is no one-size-fits-all option for seniors. Mr. Leon Pereira spoke about silver towns. MOH is working closely with MND, HDB, and URA to pilot new forms of housing developments that are twined with care services and integrated within our public housing estates. This will be our Singapore's model for assisted living. Both ministries are already studying potential sites for such assisted living developments within public housing as well as in the private residential market. Basic domestic services such as housekeeping and 24/7 monitoring and response could be offered to support independent living. Home care could be layered on as needed for frail seniors. We are collaborating with the Singapore University of Technology and Design and various agencies to explore how design interventions can help make our neighbourhoods age-friendly, as suggested by Ms. Ting Pei Ling. SPRING also works with public agencies and private organizations to develop national standards to support active aging and senior-friendly infrastructure design. Beyond new Housing Plus models that combine housing with care, we also need to enhance current services to support the majority of seniors who are already staying in existing residential estates to age in place. For seniors in aging rental precincts who are unable to afford domestic help, for example, we had piloted the Care Close to Home, or C2H program, in 2014, where care services are provided out of senior activity centres. To date, over 2,500 seniors have benefited from the C2H program. This year, we will expand the program from the current 11 to another 4 sites in the Beach Road, Chai Chee, Chin Swee, and Lengkok Bahru areas, so that more seniors can benefit. Today, our active aging hubs provide a suite of care services for seniors as their needs evolve over time. We have started 2 active aging hubs at McNair and Kampong Admiralty and will be opening 3 more in the Toa Payoh, Queenstown, and Bukit Merah planning areas. Overall, I'm encouraged to know that home and community care services have gained traction among seniors in Singapore. Around 14,000 clients have benefited from subsidized home and community care services as of late 2017, more than the 10,000 clients who have taken up subsidized nursing home places. In fact, this has been the trend for the last 3 years. MOH will do more to support aging in place in the coming months. Today, seniors with complex medical conditions may be taking multiple medications prescribed by various doctors. There is also the risk of non-compliance or medication errors. We will launch a new community-based pharmaceutical care services pilot so that in the future, seniors can get help with their medications at community touchpoints such as senior care centres, where community pharmacists will be stationed, saving them multiple trips to the doctor or hospital. We will start with a pool of some 20 pharmacies from our polyclinics and retail pharmacies, such as Guardian, Unity Pharmacy, and Watsons. This year, we will enhance the Seniors Mobility and Enabling Fund, or SMF, to enable seniors with frailty to age confidently. To date, we have disbursed close to $100 million since the launch of the scheme in 2011, with over 49,000 beneficiaries. As earlier announced at budget, we will top up another $100 million over the next 5 years to further extend SMF subsidies to benefit more seniors. To lend more support to end-of-life care, we are extending SMF subsidies to clients on home palliative care services in the coming months. MOH will also review the SMF means testing tiers for devices so that our subsidies remains effective and targeted at those who need help. Ms. Teen asked for an update on our National Innovation Challenge on Active and Confident Aging. I'm pleased to report that we have launched 6 grant calls to date, with around $33 million awarded across 23 projects. These include projects in areas such as home monitoring solutions and assistive devices. To improve care navigation, we are leveraging on technology, which Ms. Cheryl Chan spoke about, to develop a health marketplace. Many consumers are already using e-platforms, such as Amazon and RateMart. We hope to create an equivalent platform to make it easy for seniors and their caregivers to find, customize, and order community-based elder care services, such as home care, medical escorts, and transport and Meals on Wheels. They can do so via a mobile app and will also have the opportunity to give ratings on services and providers. We plan to collaborate with the industry to start a health marketplace over the next year or so. We believe that it's also important to integrate seniors within supportive communities so that they do not feel isolated, as mentioned by Dr. Lily Neo. Our goal is to build an inclusive kampong for all ages through the Community Networks for Seniors program. As announced at Budget 2018, we will be expanding CNS island-wide by 2020. The Silver Generation Office, or SGO, placed within AIC also puts us in good stead through our SG ambassadors to proactively reach out to new cohorts of Singaporeans aged 65 years and above, bringing health and healthcare to them. And where help is needed, various government agencies and partners will come together to deliver coordinated care to the senior, closing the social last mile for our seniors. Ms. K. Tanalakshmi and Dr. Lily Neo asked about the benefits of our integration efforts. The transfer of functions from MSF to MOH, including services under the Senior Clusters Networks, or SCNs, will be accompanied by a transfer of staff and resources. No jobs will be lost. This will allow MOH to plan and develop health and social support services for seniors more holistically. The staging of SCN services already takes into account the demographics of each planning zone and will continue to do so. The consolidation allows us to make the delivery of services more citizen-centric, increases productivity by minimizing duplication, and ensures that no needy seniors falls between the cracks. MOH will take the opportunity to review and inject more programming to enhance the SACs, such as conducting preventive health and wellness programs to keep seniors active and well in the community. Ms. Tanalakshmi also asked about a one-stop center for all relevant senior services. AIC currently provides a one-stop service to help seniors and their caregivers navigate services and schemes in the community, with several touch points to facilitate this. Many of our voluntary welfare organizations, or VWOs, are also go-to points for seniors and caregivers. In parallel with our nationwide rollout of CNS, MOH will also invest in community nursing. Our healthcare clusters are doing more to support this shift to community care. In the past year, they have piloted 8 geographically based community nursing teams to anchor population health and care for residents. And in fact, this team has actually reached out to some 10,000 patients. Our nurses are familiar with the services in hospitals and the community and can bridge patient care needs across both settings. We currently have a pool of about 130 community nurses from our 3 clusters, providing care for residents with different needs across care settings, and we hope to increase this to 200 by end 2019. In the area of preventive health, for instance, community nurses can reach out to residents in the community and coach them to manage their health better. For residents who have been discharged from hospital and may have complex medical issues, the community nurse can provide direct care in their homes, for example, in wound care management. And for those in need of end-of-life care, they can be supported by community nurses trained in palliative care. Senior staff nurse Nomala Hamid from the National Healthcare Group is one example. Nomala is experienced in managing palliative care patients and works closely with other healthcare professionals to coordinate care plans, administer medication, and monitor patients at home. She serves as a bridge between her patients and their doctors and also provides support to families and caregivers who experience the psychological and emotional challenges that come with end-of-life care. A strong community care system also includes community mental health. Ms. Joan Pereira asked how we are making mental health services more accessible, while Associate Professor Daniel Goh suggested a national dementia plan. Dementia support has been a central component of our community mental health plan, which I announced last year. We have strengthened measures to provide care for persons with mental health conditions and dementia, including making services more accessible for them. We have made good progress to date. Over 6,000 frontline staff from various government agencies and community partners have been trained to identify and respond to persons with mental health conditions. AIC is the key agency that coordinates care and support for persons with mental health needs in the community across health and social care sectors, including social services officers, or SSOs. More than 1,900 individuals have benefited to date. In addition, AIC has worked with social service partners to establish a network of 33 community outreach teams to reach out to persons at risk of depression or dementia. They also educate the public on mental health and dementia conditions as part of our outreach efforts. In the area of primary care, we have rolled out a combination of mental health and dementia services in 8 polyclinics. So we are on track to meeting our target for 1 in 2 polyclinics to implement mental health clinics by 2021. More than 140 general practitioners partners have been trained to diagnose and support persons with mental health conditions in the community, supported by allied health-led community intervention teams. To date, 16 of such teams have been established to support the GPs, community and grassroots organizations in caring for persons with mental health conditions. To date, some 8,800 patients have also benefited from the Institute of Mental Health's post-discharge aftercare support, transiting smoothly from hospital to home. MOH will continue to work closely with IMH to enhance its capability to monitor these patients post-discharge. As mentioned by Ms. Cheng Li Hui, we have established 6 dementia-friendly communities, or DFCs, to create a culture of awareness of dementia and inclusivity so that persons with dementia and their families feel at home and supported in the community. We plan to expand to 15 DFCs in the next 3 years or so. To date, we have reached out to over 23,000 people to support persons with dementia and their caregivers, and will continue to do more. Similar to the Singapore Civil Defence Force Community First Responder app, AIC is developing a Dementia Friends mobile app to support seniors with dementia and their caregivers. We had initially considered building a national database of persons with dementia, which Associate Professor Goh spoke about. However, families we consulted preferred a voluntary approach where caregivers can register their loved ones. Going forward, caregivers can do so by using the AIC's mobile app and also access useful resources. Members of the public can also register as dementia friends to learn about the signs and symptoms of dementia and to help keep a lookout for persons with dementia who are lost or wandering. We plan to launch this app later this year. Mr. Murali Pillai asked about how we will work with MSF to implement the change for PWDs who need to apply for the FDW schemes. MOH will accept the client assessment form, which is already administered by disability care services such as day activity centers, so that the PWDs need not have to go through an additional assessment. Next, let me touch on our healthcare workforce, a critical enabler achieving our vision for community care. Given the twin challenges of rising demand for healthcare and slowing local labour force growth, we need to ensure sustainability of the healthcare workforce over the long term. Our approach, as reflected in our Healthcare Manpower 2020, must be to equip our healthcare workforce with future skills to provide better care, achieve higher productivity in healthcare, and grow a strong local core. The growing healthcare industry offers good jobs, and we are stepping up efforts to attract more locals into the sector, from school leavers to mid-career professionals, as well as older workers. Our local medical intake has grown from 350 to 480 students over the past 5 years, and we are on track to reach our target of 500 in 2018. The total nursing intake has also increased by 30% from 1,500 in 2012 to around 2,000 students in 2017. To attract more mid-career Singaporeans into the nursing profession, I announced last month that NUS Nursing will launch a 2-year Bachelor of Science nursing program later this year under the Professional Conversion Program for Registered Nurses, or PCPRN. And this will complement the existing PCPRN at Nanyang Polytechnic. I agree with Ms. Pereira and Ms. Thanalakshmi that the silver workforce is an important resource and can be an engine for national development. Today, more than 9 in 10 public sector healthcare professionals who reach the age of 62 are re-employed, and we will do more to attract seniors without prior healthcare experience into the sector. In going beyond hospital to community, we have also accelerated recruitment efforts over the past year to place more than 1,000 Singaporeans with some 29 aged care services providers in the community. This includes over 40 professionals who make a career switch to the community care sector in 2017 under the Senior Management Associate Scheme. Mr. Henry Kwek and Ms. Thanalakshmi asked about our plans to develop the healthcare workforce as we grow the sector. Ms. Teen also asked for an update on the training and career pathways for nurses. MOH has been working closely with Skills Future Singapore to develop a skills framework for nurses, allied health professionals, as well as support care staff to facilitate a national recognition of skills in the healthcare industry and the development of career progression pathways, as well as remuneration frameworks. This is targeted to be developed by the end of this year and will be engaging employers and the healthcare union on its adoption. I note that Ms. Thanalakshmi has also called for the formation of an association for the ILTC sector. As SMS Lam mentioned in Parliament on 1st March, we already have existing structures in place to promote collaboration among sectoral bodies, AIC as well as MOH, and will continue to strengthen existing partnerships as well as build new ones. MOH will be investing in developing a more robust continuing education and training system, which is skills-based and industry-focused for our nursing profession to complement pre-employment training in a few ways. First, we want to develop a more comprehensive and coordinated system of upgrading to higher qualifications. We will collaborate with our institutes of higher learning and healthcare institutions to design skills-based, modularized and stackable courses for our nurses that can add up over time to higher qualifications. Both Nanyang Polytechnic and Ngee Ann Polytechnic have introduced part-time skills deepening programs, such as the Specialist Diploma in Nursing Gerontology, Community Gerontology, and Clinical Education. As of end 2017, about 90 nurses have enrolled in the 3 specialist diploma courses. Later this year, NUS Nursing will introduce a new part-time and modular graduate diploma in community health nursing to equip nurses with the clinical skills to manage population health needs in the community, including clinical decision-making and chronic disease management. The new program will allow nurses greater flexibility in pursuing part-time study while continuing to work. They can obtain a graduate certificate upon completion of each module that will stack up towards a graduate diploma. Second, we want to build a more robust system of in-employment training across the acute as well as ILTC sectors. Given the dynamic healthcare landscape, our nurses will have to continue to learn and deepen their skills on the job. MOH, together with the Singapore Nursing Board, will engage the nursing leadership to look into a stronger system of skills recognition so that nurses who are trained by any accredited healthcare institution can have their skills recognized for portability across the healthcare sector. This may mean that a stronger national skills credentialing capability will have to be built. Third, we want to nurture and build up stronger institutions for nursing education. As a start, we'll be working with NUS Nursing to strengthen the nexus of its curriculum with practice by forming a new advisory council comprising key nursing leaders from both the acute and community care sectors. In the future, we envisage new national centres of excellence in specific areas of specialised nursing education that will train practicing nurses across the various healthcare classes in specific skills such as geriatric care. Taken together, we hope to build a first-class nursing education system that can empower our nurses with deep skills and give them the confidence to be at the forefront of driving care transformation. During last week's budget debate, Associate Professor Goh called for an increase in the salaries of our local nurses, citing a lag when benchmarked against the pay ratios in other countries. Let me highlight that the basis of the local income statistics that he quoted are not comparable. The median monthly income for full-time employed residents had included employees' CPF contributions, but the amount cited for registered nurses had not. If we exclude employees' CPF contributions for both, the local ratio is in fact not 1.06 but 1.2, which is actually comparable to the pay ratio in Australia, as quoted by Associate Professor Goh. However, as workforce demographics and income profiles vary across countries, benchmarking purely based on pay ratios is not meaningful. Over the years, we have reviewed the salaries of nurses, which have increased in tandem with their expanding roles and responsibilities. Beyond pay, we have also enhanced professional development and career advancement opportunities for our nurses. Through these efforts, we are encouraged that our nursing intakes have increased by 30% over the past 5 years, and the proportion of males in nursing has also risen from 8 to 10% during the same period. I am personally inspired by the experience of Dr. Pauline Tan, currently CEO of Yishun Community Hospital. Pauline started out as an enrolled nurse at the age of 18 and actively pursued training opportunities to upgrade her skills and knowledge. Over the years, she has made invaluable contributions in various roles within the healthcare sector. Pauline is testament to the capabilities and potential of our nurses and the many career progression pathways available. As we deepen the skills and capabilities of our nurses and other healthcare professionals, we can also enhance their scope of practice to support the implementation of more person-centered care models. Today, all prescriptions drafted by nurses and pharmacists require a doctor's counter-signature. Moving forward, we will revise our rules and put in safeguards to allow experienced and qualified nurses and pharmacists in the public healthcare sector to legally prescribe medicines through collaborative prescribing under the supervision of doctors so as to increase patients' access to quality care. Let me illustrate with an example of 77-year-old Mr. Tan. Diagnosed with prostate cancer in July last year, he was referred to a home palliative care team upon discharge. With the introduction of collaborative prescribing rights, Mr. Tan's palliative care nurse can assess his condition and issue the prescription for antibiotics, for example, saving his caregiver an additional trip just to collect the prescription. We recognize the need to also upskill our allied health workforce, as highlighted by Mr. Christopher D'Souza. MOH and our public healthcare institutions have established various initiatives and grants to support the training and development of our allied health professionals. These include skills attachment, postgraduate qualifications, and fellowships in clinical education and management-related areas. We have been supporting the development of close to 250 allied health professionals annually. Our therapy support staff are an equally important group who work alongside therapists to provide rehabilitation care to patients. As a further boost to their training and development, the Institute of Technical Education will be rolling out a new Work-Learn Technical Diploma in Rehabilitation Care in April this year. The new apprenticeship-based diploma, where a majority of the training is conducted in partnership with the employers, allows new Lee hired an in-service therapy assistants to take on larger roles to provide rehabilitation care to seniors and progression in their careers as senior therapy assistants. Mr. Alex Yam asked whether MOH will be reviewing the abortion time limit. This upper gestational limit of 24 weeks for abortions is based on scientific evidence of fetal viability outside the womb. Medical experts from our healthcare institutions note that fetal viability below 24 weeks remains low, while neurodevelopmental disabilities are very high among premature babies who survive. This is also supported by international studies and professional bodies. Only 1% of all abortions in 2017 were performed between 22 and 24 gestational weeks, of which more than half of these were due to fetal anomalies and other medical reasons. MOH will continue to monitor and review this issue as new evidence emerges. Chairman, to conclude, let me affirm the Ministry of Health's commitment to build communities of care for seniors across Singapore, so that they benefit from preventive health and affordable quality health care that is person-centric. Together with a capable workforce, we can meet the needs of our aging population in a sustainable way, enabling our seniors to age gracefully in place and with peace of mind.